You're listening to the sounds of your lifestyle improvement station.
Hi, Jamaica Chapel, College Park, Georgia, in the house. You're listening to SIBN Radio.
Hi, this is Ted Bones calling from Richmond, Virginia, and you're listening to the Lifestyle Improvement Station, SIBN Radio. Y'all turn it up now.
Hi, this is VJ Washington calling from Atlanta, Georgia. You're listening to the Lifestyle Improvement Station, SIBN Radio. So turn it up.
Hi, my name is Sonia Claiborne from East St. Louis, Illinois, by way of Columbusville, Missouri. You're listening to the Lifestyle Improvement Station, SIBN Radio. Turn it up.
What's good? It's your boy Joe coming from Snellville, Georgia. You're listening to the Lifestyle Improvement Station, SIBN Radio. Y'all turn it up.
You're listening to the sounds of your lifestyle improvement station, changing the way we live. SIBN FM, powered by Select USA TV.
I want to ask you a question. Who's coaching you? Who's asking you the tough questions? Who's telling you, man, you're the common denominator to all of your issues and challenges? Who's telling you, man, all day long you become the magnetic pulse that attracts to you both good and bad? I want to be your life coach. I want to be the one that cheers you on to the finish line. I want to be the one that you ask the tough questions. And it doesn't mean that I have all the answers, but that means that you have a partner, someone who believes in you, not the you see right now, but the you can't imagine, the you that you are to become, the you are destined to be. I always say we both need the positive and the negative. It's not enough to have the knowledge of the matter, but we must have the wisdom as well. For wisdom settles it. And that's what I want to offer you as you join me on the Coach's Corner. I want to offer you the wisdom of the matter. Maybe it might be relationships, talking about our campaigns for more, for life, the dark room of our subconscious, our spiritual journey. Whatever it is, I want to be there to encourage you, to build you, to challenge you, to cheer you on to the finish line. I'm qualified to do this. Why? Because I'm you. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the Coach's Corner. My name is Marcus Saletta. Surely I bring to the table personal and professional issues. Don't get it twisted. We still got a crack and a leak in this old building. But I also bring to the table the wisdoms from the scars of the journey of life. And my goal today and every day as I come to the microphone is to earn the right to speak into your life. Have I done that? Let me know on Twitter at Select USA TV. Let me know right there on Facebook, facebook.com /Select USA TV. Thank you so much to the iTunes subscribers. Thank you so much to Shoutcast Radio members, those that are listening to our network on Shoutcast Radio. Blog Talk Radio's new. Thank you so much to those that are listening to us over there. Thank you so much to those that have been watching our content on iBroadcast TV and Spreecast. We've dipped a little bit over there. Voicecast. Thank you so very much. Ustream and YouTube. Don't forget, Select USA TV iBroadcasting is the channel that you'll find all of our podcast on if you have YouTube on your mobile device only. Thank you so much for all of your support and those that are joining the new website, because we need your membership. Not afraid to say it anymore. Credibility has already been established and we need your support. www.WeSupportSelectUSATV.com. Get there, subscribe today. This is the Coach's Corner, building your economy and growing your money. Thank you, Mr. Engineer. Let's get right to it. This is part 2 of a series called Build Your Economy and Grow Your Money. As I explained before, and I was hoping to be able to get a hold of a credit coach to have him as a guest, and I'm going to continue to have the staff work on that because we want to talk to you about the new economy. But meanwhile, just giving you my take on the new economy. Again, I want to reiterate, I'm not a money expert. This is not about managing debt. This podcast radio show is all about increasing your productivity. In order for you to make more money to be able to take care of your debt, you've got to increase productivity. In order to increase productivity, you've got to have the tools necessary to move into the new employment opportunities and new contractor opportunities that present themselves in this new economy. We talked about on the last show that the new the traditional way of earning a living in today's times have changed. They have changed. And we also have talked, we might not have mentioned this, but we also need to mention that the rules are being manipulated to make sure that the haves continue to have and the have-nots never achieve their goals. I need to say that, and I felt that right there. So you need to be aware of your bottom line as you move forward. And we're all making a switch, if you will. If you're in your upper 30s, I want to say upper 40s, late 40s, 50s, you're making a switch because we didn't count on this. You know, we were told and we were taught and we saw exemplified in our generation someone who was dedicated to going to a particular job, stayed there 20, 30, 40 years, well, 20, 30 years, and retired thereby with a gold watch, a gold pen, or something gold, and a nice retirement check, okay? So those that are in their 40s, they're making a paradigm shift for real. Those that are in their 50s have definitely had to make a paradigm shift. And some of the, you know, a lot of people were innovative before all this came about anyway. There's nothing new under the sun. So we've just made the adjustments. But for others, it has been very challenging. And as we look at this new economy, we talked about several issues. One of them was the fact that money is flooded in the market worldwide. The central banks is just printing money like crazy. And so the valuation of the dollar is not very high. You have to have more dollars for the bang than the buck itself. Okay. And then we talked about, you know, we didn't talk about this, but the Wall Street versus the Main Street philosophy is true to a certain degree. Stockholders today only care about one thing, and perhaps they've always cared about one thing, but we had a little bit more morals and ethics as the heart and the center of this country over the past, I want to say 30 years ago, 30 years ago, I want to say 30 years ago, 40 years ago, the heart and soul of our ethics and values in this country was a little bit, in the Western country of the United States of America, was a little bit more solid. Now, shareholders, no pun intended, not trying to poke holes in anybody's accomplishments, but that's all we care about is money now. And so by you being and aspiring to thrive in this new economy, there are some steps that you and I have to take that perhaps will reinstate the old values and the old ethics, that those old ethics and values never die. But as I said, the war between Main Street and Wall Street, it seems, only is a war in perception. Only is a war really in perception. There are some sharp differences between the investor and the consumer. We have to switch. We have to move from being a consumer, eating up our money and working for our money, to being an investor, making our money work for us. For instance, we might have mentioned about when you buy a car, you want to buy a car now that has trade-in value. You just want to buy a car just because you like the style and you gotta have it. You want to do some research and find out, okay, when I'm over the high of this brand new car, what will be the trade-in value? What will be the bang for my bucks, considering I got to have more bucks to have a bang? Okay, so what will be the value? And that's just the paradigm shift, just like that. Not just going out and buying a car because it looks good and the style is bling bling, and all of my friends will be impressed. But then 2 or 3 years down the line, when that car's reached 57,000 miles, whatever it is that you start considering getting another car, 35,000, 45,000, whatever the case may be, you'll be able to have some trade-in value that will not roll over into the new deal, because that's essentially what happens every time you buy a car. If it's not paid off, they're going to roll that balance over into your new deal, and it will increase your payment. So if you're trying to upgrade, let's say for instance, to a high-end car, and you're not done, or you're upside down in the car that you have, they're going to roll that balance over into the New Deal. And also, you know, it sounds like you're paying compound interest, because if the New Deal has higher interest, you know, fine, but maybe not on that. I'll have to get my car expert, and we do have a car expert on our staff, so we'll have to get her to do some drops to talk about building your economy and growing your money. But changing the way you purchase a car is an example of a paradigm shift. We have to become more consumer investor driven than consumer driven. And you know, I'm guilty just like the rest of us. We all have debt of some kind or another, but we're getting ourselves mentally ready for a new tomorrow. Okay, we're building our own person. We're not waiting on no administration. We're not waiting on a political party to straighten up and get with the program. We're not waiting on 2016, or if 2016 has passed, we're not waiting on any other 4-year, 2-year election, you know what I'm saying, to get us where we need to go. We're taking charge of our lives personally. We're arranging and rearranging the portals, the thoughts that are sitting in the portals of our minds, so that we can accomplish much more and leave a legacy along with plenty of new money for our children's children. You get it? So we talked about changing the way we think, making sure that we have the right perception and perspective. We talked about changing our skill set. We talked about changing your risk tolerance level. Some people won't do anything unless they see their way through. And you're not always going to see your way through. This is why we call it walking by faith, but also in the business world, they call it risk management. And yes, Wall Street has made money on selling the lack of risk management, or the maximum of risk management. I want to say the lack of therein. Okay, Main Street has Wall Street has made plenty of money on bad debt. People are betting on your failures. They're betting on our failures. They're betting based on the predictable social patterns that have been established perhaps for a decade or more. There, you know, what we'll buy, when we'll buy it, where we'll buy it, how long we'll keep it before it's foreclosed, how long we'll keep it before it breaks down. I mean, all of these things are studied. All of these things are studies. And so many people are investing on your failure. They're betting you're going to go down. And they have behavioral pattern proof that you will go down, that you are at risk. You and I are at risk of failure. Failure in the sense that, you know, we won't become an investor. We'll continue to be a consumer and eat up all of our profitability and never reinvest ourselves for this new economy that I spoke of. So we talked about changing your risk tolerance. We talked about giving, that a closed hand doesn't receive anything, and that service philanthropy, financial philanthropy is the way up. He that lends to the poor lends to the Lord, and the Lord shall repay him. I need some help right there. So giving has to always be in our repertoire. You have to decide, what kind of personality do you have? Do you have a personality that is a taking personality, where you're always looking for a break for you? You're always looking for somebody to do you a favor. You're always you know what I'm saying? Or do you have a plethora of memories and stories and even projects where other people are shining through your dream? If your dream only shines a light on you, then perhaps it's not the dream of destiny. You know what I'm saying? It's a momentary thing, 15 minutes of fame. But whatever you do, service philanthropy, financial philanthropy, along with principle-centered giving, for those of you that may go to church and do tithing, or for those of you that may not go to church, but you may go to a parish or something and you give 10% of your income, of your investments, what have you. The point is, give and it shall be given. Give. That principle just never changes. It doesn't matter if you believe it or not, whether you can afford it or not, whether you believe you can make it through or not. Give and it shall be given, pressed down, shaken together, and running over shall men give to you. Men give. Men. That means someone else will voluntarily sow into you what you have voluntarily sowed into others. And along with that giving, we want to continue on and say, hey, you have to detach from hanging around too many broke folk. Now, let me just put it plain hood as I can. Okay. We gotta realize that mama and grandma had something right, that we are known by the company we keep. And if you know somebody who can't keep no money, now I'm not saying cut them off, but what I'm saying is you need to be the brightest bulb in the room or go to another room, because we are known by the company we keep. And we can't keep running around with folk that's broke, that can't keep 2 nickels. And there's a little principle even in that. He that holds on to something will have some magnetic power to attract more of that something he holds on to. Now, I said a piece of that something, not the whole, okay, because you still got to give. But he that holds on to something will have something to attract to the something that he has in his power, in his hand, in his possession. But he that spends all from him, it shall be taken away. And make no mistake about it, there is always needed to be something put up somewhere, somehow, even if it's through giving a service, philanthropy, and financial philanthropy, because a rainy day is guaranteed to come. So he that spends all from him, it shall be taken away. In other words, when you spend all your money, something's going to come to create some kind of issue that's going to need more money that you won't even have money for. But when you hold on to a piece of something, whether you invest it, whether you sow it as a seed, whether you put it under a mattress, whether you put it, in the bank, you want to get the best return for your money. But that means that by you holding on to a portion, when money comes to look for itself, it finds money in your possession. But if you spend all of your money, when money come and look for you, it doesn't find a representation of itself, so it creates a need for you to go get some, though you see it as a bill. I need some help right there. I'm gonna leave that alone. So we have to detach somewhat from broke folk. We can't keep running for the sake of likability and cultural additives, and that's my girl and that's my boy, that's my hood and all. No. We are building our economy. We're growing our money. And as we said on the last show, we're not going to continue this paradigm of working for our money. We've got to get to the place where our money works for us. And it's a painful thing to transition to anything, but it's a painful thing to transition from consumer to investor. I'll pause right there and let you think about that, because that's why we don't have more, because we're not thinking with an investment type mind. And part of what this new economy, this new entrepreneurial scientific experiment within the United States and throughout the world is causing the least likely to spring up and become wealthy, because they're able to shift their perspective, their perception. They're able to build their skill set. They're able to increase their risk tolerance. They're able to change their spending habits. They're able to give and sow and do for community and rebuild community. They're able to detach from the broke mentality. I don't have enough. I can't afford it. You know what I'm saying? That's out of my price range. All those things may be factually true, but they shouldn't be principally true, because our Father owns a cattle on 1,000 hills, as it is said in Scripture. Right? And so we also have to clean up our associations. Another thing that drains money and opportunities for money is people that have too much drama. Let me tell you something. We got to back off all this. We seem like we live a reality life, even though our life is a reality. It's like we're on camera 24/7. Folks seem like is there a camera anywhere? Because you just went off on me. You know what I'm saying? We've got to move to a more balanced approach. And if you one that likes a lot of drama, you probably are in the wrong field. You need to be acting somewhere. You know, you need to be a personality on a show, or you need to be in a theater somewhere. It's nothing wrong with, if you really are addicted to drama, that may be an indication to you that your destiny is not in the scientific lab, okay? You may need to go somewhere where drama is required. Drama is center stage. But as it regards to our economy, just you and me, and growing our money, we've got to move away from high drama that keeps us in a reactionary mode and not in a mode of responsive or responding mode. You know what I'm saying? And so we want to move away from that and become more internally integral. What do I mean by that? And you've heard me speak about this before. The more internally we admit our faults, the more internally we assess our talents, the more internally we face the real truth about the mirrored relationships that we have that speaks to us, but we, you know, cut them off and deny them. I was telling somebody, man, you did X, Y, and Z, and before I could get it out my mouth, they cut me down. No, I didn't do it. No, I didn't do it. I mean, you can't even, no one wants to receive correction anymore. Everybody wants to be right all of the freaking time. You see what I'm saying? And that's not personal integrity. You're not right all the time. You don't know everything. Everything you do is not in line and lockstep with faith. I mean, come on. And there's nothing wrong with that. Yes, I'm broken in certain places. I'm cracked in others, and I need to improve my life 24/7. Okay. And when you start saying that, you find that you are okay. It's okay to be vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? For those of you that, I just want to do a sidestep real quick. For those of you that are looking for love, oh, come on, you're still going to have a higher tolerance for risk. You're still going to be vulnerable because that particular emotion requires much more skill than it's talked about, love. And I'm just diverting for a quick minute because somebody out there looking for love somewhere. You see what I'm saying? And if you keep looking for love in all the wrong places, that tears up your economy and messes up your money. Because each relationship take 2 to 5 years. And if you're in a covenant relationship, such as marriage or something, that's a decade out of your life if it don't work out. And that can be costly. You see what I'm saying? So we want to start being internally integral. This one is very, very, very important. It's almost like someone who says, you know, I want a new car, but they don't even change the oil on their old car. Ain't been changing 7,000-8,000 miles. Come on, I need some help right there. That's not personally integral. You saying that you love the Lord, but every time you turn around, you're talking about somebody. I mean, you talking about them like a D-O-G, you know what I'm saying? Like a dog, okay? But every time you know, I really love the Lord. And you got the loudest praise in church, but you got the nastiest mouth. You can cut someone down like like a, okay, the Karate Kid. That's not personal integrity. You want to get everybody else to give a praise while all you do in private is give criticism. Girl, did you see what she had on? Child, let me tell you, she ain't going to be able to ever be a match for me because come on now. You got to start practicing we have to practice personal integrity at some point or another. Then the other thing is we got to learn how to use other people's money to fortify a credible idea. This is a good one, and I'll probably have to pick up from these last 4 points when we come back. Well, I got more than 4 points. Last several points when we come back. But listen, when you start being personally integral, and when you start saying what you mean and meaning what you say, and your actions and disciplines and determinations line up, and you begin to have credibility and fortitude in your ideas and concepts, other people will be willing to invest in it. And I'm not talking about the banks right now. I'm not talking about the banks right now, please. I'm not talking about credit right now. I'm just talking about people who will come alongside you and say, I see this, what you're trying to do. I want to help you. I want to offer you this. I want to offer you that. Okay. And that means that you have begun in somewhere in your private time to face yourself internally, and you have become integral in that transition of getting to know who you are. You see, and so other people will come alongside you to help you and to help fortify your credible idea or concept. And and allow their resources to be used. I felt that right there. Their resources now become your resources. Why? Because you have learned and you are learning how to become one with yourself. See, the problem is a house divided against itself can't stand, and a double-minded man cannot receive anything from the Lord if you're just talking about the Lord in and of himself. But when you become one, as you practice oneness within yourself, see, part of the problem is there's a lot of division. We say one thing, we do another. All of us are guilty. We act one way before one group and another way before another group. All of us have been guilty of that at one point or another. Pretentiousness is okay if it is under a life-threatening situation or a temporal situation. Pretension was never meant. It was never meant to be a lifestyle. It was never meant for that. And so when you move away from pretentiousness to intentional conscious living, to bring up all the data from your past, not voluntarily, but it starts coming up as you become more integral. The past starts creeping up, and then that's where we get, I don't know, I didn't do that, or to get defensive because now you've learned that you have another weakness, you have another crack. Oh, don't tell her that she did so and so, honey. She will snap her finger, and honey, she will give you a piece of her mind because she quick on the tongue, quick with her hands, and snap that neck, honey. And that's why you are where you are, and you will not go another further because you are afraid to know you. You are afraid to learn yourself. You are afraid to face the fact that you got more than one crack in your building. Man, get over it. We all, as we build our economy and grow our money, man, we were making repairs. They said something about weatherizing your home. Weatherize your life. You got air leaking from over here. You got air leaking from over here. You need a weather stripper right there. You see what I'm saying? You need new windows over here, new ways of looking at things. I need some help right there. You need a new way of looking at things. You always quick with the mouth, quick to cut people off, quick to put people down, quick to say what your way is, but you will not condescend to another way of looking at stuff. Wake up and smell the coffee. The world don't revolve around how smart you are. Change the windows of your life. Upgrade to a double pane perception. I need some help right there. Change the light bulbs and get rid of the fluorescence, the condensants, and get some fluorescence. I need some help right there. Go ahead and change the front door. I overheard a builder say that the front door is everything when it comes to your house. So change the front door of your life. What is your main message that you're sending out? That I'm bad and don't, blank with me? Come on. We can't keep being 20 years old, dumb and ignorant. We got to get the wisdom of the matter because now we're in a new economy. You're not going to get a gold watch and a gold pen from 30 years on the job because the likelihood of you staying on the job for 30 years is highly unlikely. I know that wasn't great English, but I said it anyhow. As you build your economy and grow your money, new skills are going to be required. Listen, when we come back to our next show, we're going to talk about planning your work and working your plan. We're going to talk about the value of a vacation. We're going to talk about how to look at your reality. With that, we're going to avoid wasting energy. We're going to talk about new habits. We're going to talk about weed what you don't need, and also we're going to tap a little bit and talk about debt. You see what I'm saying? We're going to talk about debt and the fact that we need to make sure that we are paying our bills. Man, this is what it's all about. This new economy that we're in right now is, oh man, this is the chance right here. This is the chance. This is where you want to live right here. You see what I'm saying? This is where you want to, man, listen, more millionaires are being born now than ever before. This right here where we are right now, this is where it's at. And you know you've had to make some adjustments. You know you've had to make some behavioral changes, some attitude changes, and we're proud of you. SIBN Radio, the Coach's Corner, is proud to be associated with the winners. Hey, man, until next time, follow me on Twitter, whatever you do. If you're listening on any other platform, talk to us about it and tell us how the podcast and the radio show, the Coach's Corner, has made a difference in your life. Whatever you do, until then, take care of yourself. This is the Coach.